Dear CNN, please help me help everyone. You know, states news are fake news, crime acts, identity theft, crime acts, roles, criminal uses of the reporters, criminally foreign influence from on and off campuses, uses of them, criminal uses of campuses for how we have Russians juxtaposed. They're pretending to be against crimes with Russians because they were through with crimes with them right through administrations. Our organized crime countering bodies have obligations to demonstrate when KKK says things on TV. People say comments they report, and they blame it on other causes and things themselves. They're pretending to be against white nationalism, furthering it. Crime acts roles with military families with KKK themed, Confederate flag themed federal crimes with predicate acts, mail crimes, wire crime methods, identity of the ground crime methods, database crime acts methods. Then crime rolls on off campuses with the same people through time, not by accident, with evidence perception, predators pretending to perceive things that are facilitated for them to pretend to perceive, knowing it's not, and using time two ways, always too fast, too slow to get over on forever nature, which is actually recorded reality always. For a long time in Ridgely and still, we had recorded interbranch criminal uses of each age of fact treatment nature maintained intercampuses, tactically criminally pseudo-educated. Now, they're denying that because of the way they have jobs per nation shared policing here and there, and jobs of that. And that's also with positions associated like the positions of the college campuses involved with crime acts through each age of campus. So those people involved with it now as adults and as students right before they become adults, they're already facilitated to crime acts roles and or victim roles, blaming the causes of what hurts them, other things, others themselves. And that's maintain the outcome. They're using types of victims to further the same types of crimes because the types of experts are being used to further those same types of crimes. That's how they were facilitated to this originally and still. That's why our obligations are to follow mandated law, free speech. Fake news is recorded, confessed, stealing identities offensively for a crime method of pretending to be not realized. So that's tied to all their fact treatments of all these different natures of cases. These are tied to extortion methods, especially with the industry of boxing, because now they're using the identity of ground in ways, no matter what industry you're going to go into, either you're going to entertain and be nice to people involved with making confessions with overt criminal enterprises and with judges and with police forms, demonstrating also they use their identities of the ground criminally. They use the sensibilities of everyone standing for identity thefts. Say, well, who cares what people say? Who cares what people say? They're stacking fake things against me in databases since I was a kid. Other people. They have been criminally using Congress through time. I just remind. The recorded confess they have a whole bunch of lists of jobs. It tells how much mental credibility you have in relationship facts treatments with cases. But they're using that criminally outside of cases to hide about and lie about which actually recorded. See, they're lying. They're attaching lies and truth to truths. Then they're offensively influencing and coaching to hide it. CNN and other media to pretend that they're against what they do. At the same time, where they're doing it. You guys follow mandated law. That means when someone tries to report child predators, respond to it. Through administrations, we had a whole bunch of women involved with people on and off the Samuel Dix house, next to campuses involved, all the way with the corner of Church Street, with a whole bunch of people involved, criminal with the FBI, with federal criminal code defendants of them, down Church Street and then on the corner. These are people with crime acts with CCSU databases, with on-off CCSU investigators involved with various natures of predicate acts, forging names, switching names, crimes with judges inside and out of cases, identity theft crime acts with roles, female judges with crimes with child sex offenders, people with Harvard campuses, medical campuses. When I was never in, they pretended I was in. With one of the detectives, Samuda, a really sick guy, recorded with evidence fabrications, police report fabrications, identity thefts, crime acts from child sex offenders, with people on and off CCSU through time, with federal criminal uses of CCSU involved with the same principal sex offenders campus, had the daughter of a past principal with a daughter there, with a kid there. And her daughter is married to a guy with the last name Galucci, tied to um, Johnny Duke. Johnny Galucci associated with a house next to Trinity College, real short Zion Street right there. Whole bunch of people recorded and confessed through time crimes with various natures of judges, state police involved, criminally various natures of courts and their family members, criminally involved with identity theft crime acts. They have people walk by you, you find out about it later. Like Olson's, they have their kids now involved, people in their family, extended family member involved crimes with state police, FBI and judges, crime acts roles, also interbranch family members, all levels, on and off Trinity College through time, criminally involved with them, with identity thefts, database crime roles. People I never had a class with them. Them and Mendez brothers, they came into a class I had one time. These people pretend I know them outside of classes. These are people who recorded crimes with probate judge's family. The whole bunch of people associated with the FBI criminally, associated with the Spotter family, associated with the houses on and off Two Rod Highway, of a Victorian house, associated with a Phil Cololo, associated other extended family members and the people themselves of a Ray Cololo. Recorded and confessed also cousins with a Scalora family that Joe DeMoro also recorded and confessed involved with them, with sexual circles and stuff like that, where they act to girls and stuff like that behind our backs, pretending no. Then when you're gonna walk by, you're gonna be this location. They make it appear like you hung around with them, with people you only know, not like they're pretending, and barely, and not at all that are pretending. Oh, they're with the ones like associated with my neighbor who used to hang around with a lot of kids and his cousins that I never saw him at one time in their presence hanging out because they hang around with, I don't know, just because they saw me in locations with them, that was all affected to them. This is a state stream of confessions and demonstrated uses of criminal uses of the ground tied to their crime acts with databases, sequence shift roles. They keep each age of fact keeping age sequence shift roles as sequence shifts involved with identity thefts, preventing people from free speech while they're making allegations against people knowing they're untrue, and then they're calling the people's defenses of themselves allegations, even though it's recorded. So we have police forms interbranch with judges, even female judges, pretending things are recorded, crime acts roles, to force child sex offenders, crime acts roles. Ones involved with interbranch family members with high crest campus further criminally involved. WFSB, crime acts roles with former Governor Malloy. Recorded and confessed they used a meeting with parents. They had a judge when I walked by because they arrested me for not telling for to prevent me from telling which acts would be recorded when they were forcing the principal sex offender with other ones then and still further involved with it. Not just sex crimes. These are people with drug crime roles, criminal uses of databases, identity theft crime acts roles, crimes against the people that are off. They're just all maintained gangland. Gangs have to demonstrate that they're going to have to hide the same things together, same way the gangs do. Undercover with them, crime acting with them. Now, a whole bunch of people with WFSB recorded and confessed crimes with the Fianza family with Connecticut Lighting, and with judges involved with crimes with the ad companies, with the child sex offenders involved with that. Then they have that involved with the sensibilities of the online platforms like Facebook and YouTube, involved with them with identity theft crime acts, coaching of their Saudi sources involved with their federal crimes with the Trade Center attack, the same ones from my town, Interbranch, involved with crime acts, and with judges with crimes with child sex offenders with them. They're pretending they had conversations with me now as adults because when they were kids, they were made to do the same thing with judges, various natures of courts, and their family members, the ones involved now with other kids, people's kids criminally, with child sex offenders. Whole bunch of Delafiero brothers and their parents and extended family members involved crimes with judges, with probate courts, and with fire departments criminally involved, and with a Spider family, because there's a house next to them involved with this Ray Colo and with his cousins that pretended they knew me. That our crime acts further with the principal sex offenders campus and with their kids into branch. Now, Bob Chase and Dr. Graham and other people also recorded and confessed federal crimes with these people and physical delusions. And as doctors of psychology, various natures of courts and criminals involved with them criminally confessed, criminally involved with Middletown through time, on off criminal justice campuses like Wesleyan, criminal roles with that place on the water, and this is associated with criminal uses of play clicks. There's a kid who had a cleft lip. I think his name was, I don't remember. I never had a class with him. But there are proofs that became because his parents were involved with as victims, but as victims with groups involved with federal crimes with a Leahy family and with judges retired and standing involved with kids' crimes. This is a real sick punk fake too. Attaching me to fake conversations, got a real sick punk kid and a sick punk wife. Physical delusions, crime act, nature recorded. Attaching me to fake conversations never were at all. These are sick punk people with crimes with drugs, with overt gangs, and with drugs as with Hartford triages, New Britain triages, other triages, interstates. These are people crime acts roles with training of criminal justice, training of doctors of psychology, for example. Those whole families involve crime acts everywhere they're tied. Inter departments, criminal, a whole bunch of people involved with what they call the intelligence community, criminally involved with houses on off Two Rod Highway, on off Hangdog Lane. They were supposed to speak about a lot of things. They were supposed to tell their customers with the whole bunch of people in the Dillon family involved crimes with judges, with real estate companies, involved with crimes with banks, involved with crimes with wire crimes, mail crimes, involved crimes with kids, with little kids, with a telephone game tied to the ones with a ground, tied to ones with the real wire crimes with kids that are now adults involved with wire crimes of another nature. As people involved with the clicks with a proven sequence shift inside the Trade Center attack context, leading up to it, in the Trade Center attack context, and since with the investigators, there were crime acts roles with them facilitated before that. Against me, against people I know, against everyone. They recorded, confessed fake news, fake things with federal criminals in cases with and as ones that are co-defendants of a former director of FBI and a tied part of a case /S that are involved with them with child sex offenders too. WFSB's recorded, they reported the girl's name, I forgot it. They're pretending at the same time misprision means a whole bunch of fake sides of correlation nature, styles of lying altogether, that they're both against, they want privacy, and then they're at the same time putting the names of people out there that they have little kids that involve crime because they're coaching them to hide the live aggressions of interbranch family members with federal crimes with child sex offenders. including how it's recorded how they have women judges involved, how they were motivated to that. Sick natures. It's nothing personal. That's what's actually recorded. It's actually recorded that they're offensively pretending other people do things wrong so they could hide their life progressions, so they could hide their actually recorded natures, so they could hide recorded crime methods that they're not letting reported with mandated law, offensively, criminally. They're lying about their actions as their sequence shifts and crime acts and methods and cases prior to that reveal. Even though it wasn't proven, is recorded and confessed. They're lying about what's recorded for all that being criminally exploited. Their motivations are recorded tied to this. You need to have a response. You need to get them from forging names and switching names into branch. Let's go. They have no integrity originally still. Get them down. They have no right to be with people of any kind of to be making opinions about anyone's distinction regarding Hartford, Connecticut, regarding their state judicial branch office. They need to get out, give them a box, put them back the stuff up, go! It's that simple. That's what's recorded, obligated for us to say now. Rethink. Get